James Byron Dean, February 8, 1931, September 30, 1955, was an American actor. He is a cultural icon of teenage disillusionment and social estrangement, as expressed in the title of his most celebrated film, Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, in which he starred as troubled teenager Jim Stark. The other two roles that defined his stardom were Loner Caltrask in East of Eden, 1955, and Surly Ranch Hand Jetrink in Giant, 1956. Dean's enduring fame and popularity rest on his performances in only these three films. Dean's premature death in a car crash cemented his legendary status. He became the first actor to receive a posthumous Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, and remains the only actor to have had two posthumous acting nominations. In 1999, the American Film Institute ranked him the 18th best male movie star of Golden Age Hollywood in a FI's 100 Years 100 Stars list. Early life: James Dean was born at the Seven Gables apartment house at the corner of 4th Street and McClure Street in Marion, Indiana, the son of Winton Dean, January 17, 1907, February 21, 1995, and Mildred Marie Wilson, September 15, 1910, July 14, 1940. His parents were of mostly English ancestry, with smaller amounts of Scottish, German, Irish and Welsh. 6 years after his father had left farming to become a dental technician, Dean and his family moved to Santa Monica, California. He was enrolled at Brentwood Public School in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles, but transferred soon afterward to the McKinley Elementary School. The family spent several years there, and by all accounts, young Dean was very close to his mother. According to Michael DeAngelis, she was the only person capable of understanding him. In 1938, she was suddenly struck with acute stomach pains and began to lose weight quickly. She died of uterine cancer when Dean was 9 years old. Unable to care for his son, Dean's father sent him to live with his sister Hortense and her husband, Marcus Winslow, on a farm in Fairmount, Indiana, where he was raised in a Quaker household. Winton served in World War II and later remarried. In his adolescence, Dean sought the counsel and friendship of a local Methodist pastor, the Reverend James DeAngelis. DeAngelis seemed to have had a formative influence upon Dean, especially upon his future interests in bullfighting, car racing, and theater. According to Billy J. Harbin, Dean had an intimate relationship with his pastor, which began in his senior year of high school and endured for many years. Their alleged sexual relationship was earlier suggested in the 1994 book Boulevard of Broken Dreams, The Life, Times, and Legend of James Dean by Paul Alexander. In 2011, it was reported that he once confided in Elizabeth Taylor that he was sexually abused by a minister approximately 2 years after his mother's death. Other reports on Dean's life also suggest that he was either sexually abused by DeAngelis as a child or had a sexual relationship with him as a late teenager. His overall performance in school was exceptional and he was also considered to be a popular student, and having played on the baseball and varsity basketball teams, studied drama, and competed in public speaking through the Indiana High School Forensic Association. After graduating from Fairmount High School in May 1949, Dean moved back to California with his dog, Max, to live with his father and stepmother. He enrolled in Santa Monica College, SMC, and majored in pre-law. He transferred to UCLA for 1 semester, and changed his major to drama, which resulted in estrangement from his father. He pledged the Sigma Nu fraternity but was never initiated. While at UCLA, Dean was picked from a group of 350 actors to portray Malcolm in Macbeth. At that time, he also began acting in James Whitmore's workshop. In January 1951, he dropped out of UCLA to pursue a full-time career as an actor. Acting career: Dean's first television appearance was in a Pepsi-Cola television commercial. He quit college to act full-time and was cast in his first speaking part, as John the Beloved Disciple in Hill No. 1, an Easter television special dramatizing the resurrection of Jesus. Dean worked at the widely filmed Iverson Movie Ranch in Chatsworth, California during production of the program, for which a replica of the tomb of Jesus was built on location at the ranch. Dean subsequently obtained 3 walk-on roles in movies, as a soldier in Fixed Bayonets, as a boxing cornerman in Sailor Beware, a Paramount comedy starring Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, and as a youth in Has Anybody Seen My Gal? While struggling to get jobs in Hollywood, Dean also worked as a parking lot attendant at CBS Studios, during which time he met Rogers Brackett, a radio director for an advertising agency, who offered him professional help and guidance in his chosen career, as well as a place to stay. In October 1951, following the encouragement of actor James Whitmore and the advice of his mentor Rogers Brackett, Dean moved to New York City. There he worked as a stunt tester for the game show Beat the Clock, but was subsequently fired for allegedly performing the tasks too quickly. He also appeared in episodes of several CBS television series, The Web, Studio One, and Lux Video Theater, before gaining admission to the legendary Actors Studio to study method acting under Lee Strasberg. Proud of this accomplishment, Dean referred to the studio in a 1952 letter to his family as the greatest school of the theater. It houses great people like Marlon Brando, Julie Harris, Arthur Kennedy, Mildred Marie. Very few get into it. It is the best thing that can happen to an actor. I am one of the youngest to belong there. He was classmates and close friends with Carol Baker, with whom he would eventually star in Giant, 1956. Dean's career picked up and he performed in further episodes of such early 1950s television shows as Kraft Television Theater, Robert Montgomery Presents, The United States Steel Hour, Danger, and General Electric Theater. One early role, for the CBS series Omnibus in the episode Glory in the Flower, saw Dean portraying the type of disaffected youth he would later immortalize in Rebel Without a Cause. This summer 1953 program was also notable for featuring the song Crazy Man, Crazy, one of the first dramatic TV programs to feature rock and roll. Positive reviews for Dean's 1954 theatrical role as Petr, a pandering North African houseboy, in an adaptation of Andrzej Ide's book The Immortalist, led to calls from Hollywood.